You're here because you've had that dream. That dream where someone you love, someone who's passed away, suddenly reappears. Maybe they're talking to you. Maybe you can feel their presence so vividly that it almost feels like they've come back. And when you wake up, everything inside you is turned upside down. You ask yourself, why? Why did I dream about them now? What does this mean? But here's the thing, when you dream about someone who has passed away, it's not just a coincidence. Let's be real about this, dreams are not random. They're not just your brain firing off signals while you sleep. Dreams are messages. They're a deeper form of communication, one that most people never truly pay attention to. But if you're still watching this, I know you're not like most people. You can feel it. There's more to your dreams than just memories or subconscious thoughts. There's something else happening here.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
The first thing we need to talk about is why now. Why are you dreaming about this person at this particular moment in your life? This is the first question people often overlook. You see, dreams are like mirrors. They reflect what's happening in your inner world. So when someone who's passed away shows up in your dream, it's because there's something unresolved. Maybe it's something between you and them. Or maybe it's something within you that their presence is bringing to the surface. Think about it for a second. What were you feeling when this person appeared in your dream? Were you happy to see them? Were you scared? Did you feel confused or comforted? Your emotions in the dream are the first clue. They're the doorway to understanding the deeper reason behind why this person has appeared. Now let's go even deeper. When someone we love passes away, the bond doesn't break. It's not severed just because they're no longer physically here. Our connection to them remains. Sometimes it even becomes stronger after they're gone. And when they show up in your dreams, it's not always about you missing them. Sometimes they have something they need to say, something they need to communicate, but the only way they can reach you is through your dreams. But here's the big question: are you listening? Are you paying attention when they come to you in your dreams, or are you brushing it off as some random occurrence? Because if you're chosen to receive these dreams, if you're being visited in this way, it's because there's a message here that you cannot afford to ignore. You see, when someone has passed, their energy doesn't just disappear. It transforms. And in that transformation, they can see things we can't. They can understand things on a level that we aren't always able to grasp while we're alive. So when they visit you in your dreams, it's often because they have insight about your life, about your path, about your struggles that you need right now. And this is where most people miss the point. They think the dream is just about closure or missing the person, but in reality, it's usually about guidance. They're trying to help you, even from the other side. But here's the tricky part: that guidance isn't always obvious. It's not like they'll show up in your dream and hand you a written note saying, "Here's what you need to do next in your life." No, it's more subtle than that. The message is often hidden in symbols, in the way the dream unfolds, in the emotions you felt during the dream. You have to be willing to decode it. You have to be willing to sit with the discomfort of not having all the answers right away. Because dreams, especially ones involving people who have passed, are layered. They're complex, and they require us to be patient and present with what they're trying to show us. Let me ask you something. What if the dream you're having isn't just about closure? What if it's about awakening? What if this person is showing up in your dream because you're at a crossroads in your life and they're here to push you in the right direction? What if they're trying to tell you that you're stronger than you think, that you're capable of handling the challenges in front of you, but you've been too caught up in your own doubts to see it? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they're showing up because there's something you need to let go of, something you've been holding on to: guilt, regret, anger that's been weighing you down, and they're here to help you release it. Sometimes, when we dream about someone who's passed away, it's because we've been carrying their energy with us in a way that's no longer serving us, and they come to us in the dream to say, it's time. It's time to move forward. It's time to let go. But here's the real question: are you ready to let go? Are you ready to release whatever it is that's been holding you back? Because these dreams aren't just about the person who's passed away. They're about you. They're about your journey, your growth, your evolution. And when you dream about someone who's no longer here, it's because on some level, you're ready to move to the next phase of your life. You're ready to step up, to face whatever it is that's been keeping you stuck. And let's be honest, this isn't easy. It's not easy to face the fact that you might be holding on to something from the past, something that's preventing you from fully living in the present. But if you're dreaming about someone who's passed away, it's because the universe is giving you a nudge. It's saying, it's time. It's time to wake up. It's time to face the truth. So what truth are you avoiding? What part of yourself are you not willing to look at? Because I can promise you, that's exactly what this dream is trying to show you. And if you're willing to face it, if you're willing to really look at what's been hidden, then this dream could be the key to unlocking a whole new chapter of your life. Let's talk about the hidden messages. When you dream about someone who's passed away, it's easy to get caught up in the emotion of it, the sadness, the longing, the confusion. But if you want to understand the real reason they're appearing in your dreams, you have to go deeper. You have to look beyond the surface. Here's where most people get stuck. They think the dream is just about missing the person. And while that's part of it, it's not the full story. The real message is often in the details. It's in the way the person interacts with you in the dream. It's in the setting, the symbols, the things they say or don't say. These are the clues. These are the breadcrumbs that lead you to the deeper truth. For example, if the person in your dream is trying to tell you something but you can't hear them, that's not just a random detail. That's a sign that there's something in your waking life that you're not hearing. Maybe it's your intuition. Maybe it's your inner voice. Maybe it's something you've been ignoring or pushing aside because you don't want to deal with it. But the dream is telling you that it's time to listen. Or maybe in the dream, the person is leading you somewhere, a place you don't recognize, a place that feels unfamiliar. This isn't just about the physical location. It's about where you are emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It's about the path you're on. Are you headed in the right direction? Or is there a part of you that's lost, confused, unsure of where to go next? You see, dreams are always speaking in symbols. And when someone who's passed away shows up, those symbols become even more powerful. Because they're not just coming from your subconscious, they're coming from a higher place. A place of wisdom, of clarity, of truth. And if you can decode those symbols, you'll start to see the bigger picture. Let me ask you this: what if the dream you're having is actually preparing you for something? What if it's showing you a future possibility, a path you haven't considered yet? Because dreams aren't just reflections of the past, they're also windows into the future. They show us what's possible. They show us what's coming. And when someone who's passed away appears in your dream, it's often because they're trying to guide you toward that future. But here's the thing, most people are too afraid to look. They're afraid of what the dream might be telling them. They're afraid of the changes they might have to make. But if you're watching this, I know you're different. I know you're ready to face whatever it is that's been hiding in the shadows. So what happens when you stop ignoring the signs? This is where things get real. Because once you start paying attention to your dreams, especially the ones involving people who've passed away, everything changes. The first thing you notice is that these dreams aren't just random. They're purposeful. They're intentional. They come at specific times in your lifetimes, when you're at a crossroads, times when you need clarity, times when you're ready to grow. And if you pay attention, if you really listen to what the dream is telling you, you'll start to see patterns. You'll start to notice that the person who's passed away is showing up not just to comfort you, but to guide you. And here's the kicker, the dream is not just about them. It's about you. It's about the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding, the parts that you need to heal, the parts that are ready to be transformed. And when you stop ignoring the signs, when you start facing the truth, that's when the real transformation begins. You see, the universe is always communicating with us. But most of the time, we're too busy, too distracted, too caught up in our own stuff to notice. But when you dream about someone who's passed away, it's like the universe is saying, hey, pay attention. There's something here you need to see. So what is it that you need to see? What part of yourself is this dream trying to bring to the surface? Because I can guarantee you, if you're dreaming about someone who's passed away, it's because there's something in your life that's ready to shift, something that's ready to change. And it's up to you to decide whether you're going to face it or keep running from it. But here's the thing, you can't run forever. The dreams will keep coming. The signs will keep appearing. And the longer you ignore them, the louder they'll get. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep pretending that these dreams don't mean anything? Or are you ready to face the truth? Because once you stop running, once you start paying attention, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see the bigger picture. That's when you start to understand that these dreams are not just about the past, they're about your future. So what's your future going to look like? Are you ready to step into it? Or are you going to keep living in the past, holding on to things that no longer serve you? The choice is yours. So here's where most people miss the mark. They think that just because someone has passed away, their influence in our lives is over. They think that when a person is gone, they're gone. But you and I both know that's not true, don't we? Their energy, their love, their wisdom, it doesn't just disappear. It transcends. And sometimes that energy reaches out to us through dreams. But here's the thing, these dreams are more than just visits. They're opportunities. They're invitations to engage with something beyond the physical world, something that most people ignore because it makes them uncomfortable. But you didn't come here to feel comfortable, did you? You came here because you want answers. You want to understand why this person keeps appearing in your dreams, why it feels so real, so personal, so urgent. And if you're still watching, it's because you're ready for the truth. When you dream about someone who has passed away, it's often because their energy is still intertwined with yours in some way. Maybe it's because there's unfinished business, a conversation that never happened, forgiveness that was never given, love that was left unexpressed. Or maybe it's because they're acting as a guide, helping you navigate a difficult situation in your life right now. Either way, their presence in your dream is not random. It's not just about longing or missing them, it's about connection. But here's the question you need to ask yourself: are you willing to accept that this connection still exists? Because accepting that means opening yourself up to something deeper, something that goes beyond the physical world. It means understanding that love, energy, and spirit don't conform to the limits of life and death. They transcend. And when you allow yourself to see that, the dream becomes more than a dream. It becomes a conversation, a dialogue between your soul and theirs. Think about the details of the dream. Where were you? What was the atmosphere like? Was it a place you recognized or somewhere entirely new? The setting of the dream often represents your inner state, your emotional, mental, and spiritual condition. If the dream took place in a familiar room, maybe it's because you're holding on to something from the past. If it took place in an unfamiliar place, could it be that you're being led into new territory in your life, a place of growth and transformation that you've never been before? And what about their behavior? Were they silent, or did they speak to you? If they spoke, what did they say? Or maybe they didn't use words at all. Maybe their presence alone was enough. Sometimes the presence of someone who has passed is all you need to feel reassured, like they're telling you, "I'm still with you." You're not alone. Other times, they might be showing you something about yourself that you've been avoiding. A truth that's been right in front of you, but too painful to acknowledge. But here's the thing: are you ready to hear that truth? Are you ready to face whatever it is they're trying to show you? Because dreams like this don't happen by accident. They happen when you're ready to receive something, whether it's closure, guidance, or a push in the right direction. Now, let's talk about the practical side of this. How do you make sense of these dreams? How do you take the overwhelming emotions and the cryptic symbols and turn them into something meaningful for your life? First, let's start with acceptance. Accept that these dreams are happening for a reason. Don't dismiss them. Don't chalk them up to coincidence or random brain activity. Accept that they carry a message, even if that message isn't immediately clear. This mindset shift is the first step toward unlocking the deeper meaning behind the dream. Second, reflect on your life right now. What's happening in your world that might have triggered this dream? Are you going through a difficult time? Are you facing a major decision? Are you feeling lost, unsure of your next steps? Often, the appearance of someone who has passed away in your dream is directly tied to something you're dealing with in your waking life. They're showing up because something in your life right now needs attention. The dream is a mirror, reflecting back to you what you've been avoiding or what you've been too distracted to notice. Third, pay attention to recurring themes. If this person has appeared in your dreams more than once, there's a pattern. There's a theme that keeps coming up, something that needs to be addressed. Are they always trying to tell you something? Are they always leading you somewhere? Are they always present during moments of crisis or change? These recurring themes are not just accidents. They're repeating because the message hasn't been fully received yet. But here's the most important part: what are you going to do with this information? Because dreams, especially ones involving someone who has passed away, are not just meant to be understood, they're meant to be acted upon. The dream is giving you something. Maybe it's clarity. Maybe it's a nudge in a direction you've been hesitant to go. Or maybe it's the permission you need to finally let go of something that's been holding you back. But understanding the dream isn't enough. You have to take what you've learned and apply it to your life. Maybe that means having a difficult conversation with someone. Maybe it means finally forgiving yourself for something that happened in the past. Maybe it means letting go of the guilt you've been carrying around since the person passed away. Whatever it is, the dream is showing you what needs to happen next. But it's up to you to take that step. Now, let me ask you this: what if this dream is the key to unlocking the next phase of your life? What if the person who's passed away is appearing in your dream because they see something in you that you haven't seen yet? What if they're trying to show you that it's time to move forward, to stop holding on to the past, to stop living in fear, and to step into the life you were meant to live? Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to receive the message and act on it, even if it means facing some uncomfortable truths? Because that's what this is all about. This dream is not just about the person who's passed away. It's about you. It's about your growth, your healing, your evolution. So, the next time you dream about someone who's passed away, don't dismiss it. Don't ignore it. Sit with it. Reflect on it. And most importantly, ask yourself, what is this dream asking me to do? Because I can guarantee you, if you listen, if you really listen, you'll find that the dream is pointing you towards something that you've been missing, something that could change everything. And here's the thing: you don't have to figure it all out right away. The message might not be clear at first, but if you're patient, if you're open, the clarity will come. The answers will come. And when they do, you'll look back at the dream and realize that it wasn't just a dream at all. It was a gift. A gift from the universe, from the person you loved, from the part of you that's ready to grow. So what will you do with that gift? Will you ignore it, or will you embrace it? Will you take the message and let it guide you, or will you push it aside out of fear or uncertainty? The choice is yours. But remember, these dreams are not just stories. They're doorways. The question is, are you ready to walk through?